Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I have a double page layout spread to share with you today that I created using the Write Story Kit by Ellie Edwards. I pulled out one of the pattern papers. This plus sign pattern paper is adorable and really wanted to use it. I also really want to hoard it because I like it so much. So I trimmed off a strip that is, I think, 1.5 inches wide. It didn't need to be that wide, but I wanted to be sure it was long enough that when I place the 4x6 journal card over top of it, there isn't a gap between the journal card and the cardstock that it's adhered to. So I'm just using ATG to attach the pattern paper and the journal card to the layout. You're going to see in a little bit that I realize there's 1/4 of an inch or even like maybe 1/8 of an inch left at the bottom of the layout that I'm not crazy about. This layout, or this part of the layout, is an unpocket page. I really debated whether or not I wanted to create this layout now or do it when I get my next order from Ellie Edwards. In that order, I have new page protectors and a new album. And I really wanted this page in a pocket page protector, but I don't have any at the moment. So in the end, I decided to just create a traditional scrapbook layout that is an unpocket page layout, but I don't like the gap that is at the bottom. So I'm going to rearrange everything and kind of shift it down a little bit, center it so there is a bit of a white border at the top and the bottom of the layout. After I do that, I kind of wish that I had trimmed the pattern paper on the very right hand side of the layout down a little bit so that it doesn't poke out at the top and the bottom. But in the end, it really doesn't matter. It's minor. But you'll see that all in a few minutes. So I have the 4x6 journal card adhered to the top of the page. On that, I took one of these banners that came from, I think, the Awesome Story Kit. I'm not sure which story kit they came from, but I'm pretty sure that's where they came from. I really liked the yellow, and then I had this felt heart in my stash as well, also Ellie Edwards. And then I used one of the perforated phrases from the Awesome Kit as well. Put that all together to create an embellishment at the top of the page. I stapled the felt heart to the page. I thought that was the best way to adhere it. And then when I realized I needed to shift everything down, I had to take the staple out and then shift it all. In the end, well, not in the end, but it really doesn't matter because the journal card covers it all up, and then I end up stapling the felt shape in the same place again. So it all works out. So as you can see, I'm just shifting everything down a little bit so it is more center justified, and then reattach everything to the layout. I have one 3x4 inch photo that I printed at home that is going on the left-hand side of the layout, and then a 3x4 inch journal card that I created from just plain white cardstock that I trimmed down to 3x4, and then I added my journaling to that. The story that I'm sharing today, as you can tell by the banner at the top of the page, says learning. It is actually about learning. It is about our learning curve since my daughter's type 1 diabetes diagnosis and the new phrases and lingo we have picked up since her diagnosis. So my journaling is really impersonal. It's just taking some of the phrases that we have picked up in the last year and defining them. And so I bolded the phrases that I included in my journaling, and then the description or definition of that phrase is not bolded, just to give it some difference so you can tell between what the word is and what it means. Here's both pages together. The left-hand page is a photo that I blew up and printed at 7 by 8.25 inches. The layout base on the left-hand side, the plain white cardstock, is also 7 by 8.25 inches. So the very far left-hand 1/2 inch margin is reserved for the holes, which you can see I've already put there as well. I'm working on the left page now. I pulled out one of the chipboard shapes that came with the Write kit. I'm going to attach that with red line tape. I don't think I've done that yet, but I will in just a moment. I'm going through my ribbon stash right now. I have this cute wicker basket and then a clear plastic tray or a white plastic tray in my stash to hold all of my shimmer trim from Close to My Heart, my baker's twine, ribbons, that sort of thing. I settled on this yellow baker's twine. It matched most closely to the heart, and I'm going to slip that through the little hole and tie it in a knot and then attach that to the photo. That's the only thing that I'm doing on the left-hand side of the page. But after I got that chipboard shape attached to the photo, I decided that I needed to add a little bit more teal to the right-hand side of the page. The right-hand side of the page is very predominantly gray and yellow. And then the photo, the left-hand page, is gray and teal. And because I didn't have a lot of teal anywhere else in the layout, I pulled out some Stickles. That's coming in just a moment here after I get my chipboard shape adhered. The Stickles that I use is called Cayman. That's just the name of the color that I used. I did try showing you, but I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it on the screen, but that's what it is. And I use that to create little bullets between each word and definition that I share in my journaling. With that, like seriously, this layout is pretty well done. I do want to add the date. I haven't done that yet. I sat around and waited for a few minutes while my computer decided to think about what I was asking it to do, and it couldn't get its poop in a group soon enough, so I ditched that idea for now, and I will add the date later on. So here's the Stickles that I said I was going to add. I practiced or put a blob on a scrap piece of white paper first because I wasn't really sure I wanted to commit at that point yet. I didn't know if it would look good or not. But I decided to take the plunge, and I'm glad that I did because it does look cute, number one, and number two, it was a great way to pull in more of that teal from the left-hand side of the page. So everything ties together and coordinates. I have the yellow in the twine on the left-hand page. There's the Cayman. I label all of my Stickles so I know what colors they are in the future when I want to use them for this specific reason. So if you don't have this color in your stash, you know what it is. I grabbed that at Michael's, but there are plenty of places that you can find Stickles online. Either your favorite online scrapbooking shop, scrapbook.com. I know Scrapbook Nerd, I'm pretty sure carries Stickles as well. You might even be able to find them on Amazon. So there's lots of places to check them out. I will leave links to Scrapbook Nerd in the description box down below, and Michael's as well, so you can maybe check your local Michael's. Here's the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope my layout inspired you, and I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and a like, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you'd like to see more videos like this, maybe consider doing that. I'll be back again soon.